Buckle up, history buffs. Get ready for a mind-blowing journey through time as we dive into the epic story of Noah's Ark, one of the most debated biblical tales ever told. From ancient flood legends across cultures to skeptical scientists questioning its existence based on fossil records and our planet's age, the mystery has been swirling for centuries. But hold on to your seats because recent discoveries in Turkey are about to turn this narrative upside down. Researchers used cutting-edge 3D scans to investigate a region they believed could be Mount Ararat, Noah's Ark's supposed final resting place. And what they found will leave you speechless. Join us as we uncover the jaw-dropping secrets buried between the Turkish mountains and finally reveal where Noah's Ark might have really landed. Imagine a massive puzzle piece finally falling into place after centuries of searching. That's what happened when archaeologists stumbled upon an enormous shape in the Turkish mountains, eerily resembling Noah's Ark from biblical times. But hold up, geologists threw cold water on their excitement by saying it's just a natural rock formation with a striking resemblance to the legendary vessel. The quest for Noah's Ark has been ongoing since ancient civilizations, yet solid evidence remained elusive. Until now. A group called the Noah's Ark Scans Project is making headlines after using 3D scans in 2021 to uncover an intriguing shape at Turkey's Darupınar site on Mount Ararat, believed by many to be the location of the biblical Mount Ararat. The team found that samples contain clay and materials linked to the sea, including seafood remains. This has the community buzzing. Could it be the long-sought proof we've been waiting for? Get ready to uncover one of the most mind-blowing secrets. Since its groundbreaking discovery back in '56, this site has been on everyone's radar as a potential hotspot. Standing tall at an incredible 16,500 feet, Mount Ararat is not only Turkey's highest peak, but also bears a striking resemblance to the biblical Ark. According to ancient records, that majestic vessel measured around 515 feet long, 86 feet wide, and a staggering 52 feet high. The parallels are uncanny. And it all began with the curiosity of researcher Andrew Jones and the expertise of Dr. Get This, Fethi Ahmet Yüksel from Istanbul University's Geophysical Engineering Department made a groundbreaking discovery using 3D scans. They stumbled upon a formation matching the size of the legendary biblical Ark, described as around 150 meters or 300 cubits in ancient time. That was their eureka moment. In December 22, the team collected and analyzed 30 rock and soil samples from the site at ITU's lab. Professor Faruk Kaya says initial results indicate human presence in that region dates back to between 500 BC and 3000 BC, fitting perfectly within the Calcolithic era. The findings hint at life existing there, but hold on, it's too early to confirm if they actually found Noah's Ark. Let's dive into the mystery of Mount Ararat and see if we can untangle the threads of science and faith surrounding this iconic peak. While it might simply be a natural wonder, some folks believe its unique shape and structure point to an ancient man-made marvel. Dr. Andrew Snelling, a young Earth creationist from Australia, has actually argued that Mount Ararat couldn't possibly be the biblical landing site because the mountain formed after the floodwaters receded. He spotted something unusual beneath the surface: straight lines and right angles, features more commonly found in human-built structures than natural geological formations. Buckle up, explorers. The legendary story of Noah's Ark has sparked centuries of adventure and curiosity. In Genesis 8:4, we find a clue pointing to the mountains of Ararat in Turkey as the possible landing site of this epic vessel. While some treasure hunters have focused on Mount Ararat itself, others ventured into Iran's nearby mountains, driven by ancient accounts of mysterious sightings. Marco Polo's infamous travel journal, The Travels of Marco Polo, even drops a hint about a mountain in the Armenian range that eerily resembles a cube or cup, a potential resting place for Noah's Ark. This massive mountain, often referred to as the Mountain of Noah's Ark, is so enormous it takes over 2 days to circle around its grandeur. But wait, Marco wasn't ready to give up yet. Bob Cornuck from the Bible Archaeology, Search, and Exploration Institute had a different take on things. He believed the Ark could be hiding out in the Elburz Mountains, stretching all the way from Armenia to Afghanistan. His team went on an expedition there back in 2007 and made a crazy discovery: a rock formation at 14,000 feet above sea level that looked eerily like fossilized wooden beams. Not only did this formation match the Ark's size according to the Bible, but they also found evidence of sea life nearby. Thousands of ancient clams are, which led them to wonder if it might have been underwater at some point. Imagine the ultimate treasure hunt. People from all walks of life have joined forces to crack the mystery of the historic vessel, from space explorers to law enforcement legends. Take Bob, for instance. This former SWAT team member and police investigator didn't just stop at solving crimes on Earth. He aimed to track down an ancient secret. And if that's not mind-blowing enough, a real-life astronaut, James Irwin, the 8th human ever to walk on the moon, even led 2 expeditions in search of the Ark back in the 1980s. Talk about going from stars to sands. Meet two more folks who claim to have crossed paths with the legendary Ark: an army sergeant hanging out in Iran during World War II, and Georgi Hagopian, an Armenian guy. Now, here's what gets really intriguing. Hagopian swears he visited the Ark not once, but twice as a kid alongside his uncle. But think about it, maybe that uncle was just spinning some wild tales at bedtime. Even if we're giving Hagopian the benefit of doubt, it's wild to consider that nearly 300 different cultures worldwide have their own flood stories or myths. In fact, Dr. Dwayne Gish has found that over 270 cultures share a story eerily similar to Noah's Ark. Whoa, get ready for a fascinating tale. The stories we've got might sound similar because only 8 survivors told their side of things after the big splash. Fast forward a couple hundred years. The Tower of Babel construction was underway, and languages went from click to confusion overnight, leading to different storylines emerging. But here's the thing: the biblical account is still the one most people know today. Now, you might think it's crazy to believe we could find any remnants of the Ark wreckage, but researchers managed to map out where they suspect it rests. And that's a glimmer of hope in finding out what really went down with Noah. According to the Good Book, God handpicked Noah to build an epic boat called the Ark, saving himself, his fam, and 2 of every animal species from being swept away by the floods. Get ready to dive into one of history's most epic survival stories. Scientists believe that Noah's legendary Ark was built with a mission: save 2 of every kind of animal and keep life on Earth going after the floodwaters dried up. This colossal vessel had to be super safe, so it could weather the storm until better times arrived. According to the biblical account in Genesis, once the deluge ended, the Ark landed majestically on a mountain that we now know as present-day Turkey. And groundbreaking 3D scans have just given us more proof of this incredible journey. In 2010, an adventurous team from Hong Kong's Namai, a faith-driven organization, embarked on a thrilling expedition to Mount Ararat in Turkey. At a staggering elevation of 13,000 feet, the 15-member research team found an intriguing structure that astonishingly matched the dimensions described in ancient biblical texts. Could this be Noah's legendary Ark? Imagine discovering wood from a shipwreck that's been sitting underwater for 800 years. Sounds like a plot twist from your favorite adventure movie, right? That's what happened with the team claiming to have found evidence linking it to Noah's Ark. But here's the thing: they weren't met with standing ovations and high fives. Instead, their findings sparked debate among scientists. National Geographic explorer Eric Klein, an archaeologist, was one of them, initially trying to debunk this theory but now dedicated to uncovering the truth in ancient civilizations. He believes a massive flood hit the Black Sea around 500 years ago, leaving us with more questions than answers. And guess what? Instead of dwelling on the mystery of Noah's Ark, Klein shifted his focus to unearthing secrets from an ancient palace in northern Israel, 300-year-old Canaanite wonder that revealed mind-blowing connections between cultures back then. Get ready for a mind-blowing adventure. Even though finding Noah's Ark is almost impossible now, 350 years later, Klein thinks ancient discoveries are pure gold. Geologist Andrew Snelling from Answers in Genesis agrees, but with a twist. He says it's unlikely we'll find the Ark's remains because Noah and his family might have broken it down for timber once they needed shelter less. Now, that doesn't mean they rule out the possibility entirely. Their ministry is always open to new discoveries. Snelling even jokes that some Ark hunters might be a bit too much for science to handle. But the cool thing is, using 3D scans of Mount Ararat in Turkey, we can still uncover clues about life before the flood and what a game changer that was for humanity. So, what's your take on ancient civilizations before the flood? Did they have different ways of living, or was that catastrophic event really a fresh start for humanity? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and stick around for more engaging content. Subscribe to our channel for new videos dropping regularly. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe if you're new. We've got loads more mind-blowing content coming right up.